Hello, viewers. This is Thunder and Thursday. I couldn't do Fandango Friday, so we're doing Thunder and Thursday. I'm in Louisiana with Louisiana Liqueur Reviews. Beverage Ramble is in Georgia with his channel, Beverage Ramble. Diamond Dave is in Louisiana also. Elbow 88 is in Florida. So we've got Louisiana, Florida, and Georgia. We need some northern participants or western participants, but we'll make do until if or when they join. Now, I have a product that's been in the freezer. I got it at Mathern's. They had it on sale for 99 cents for this little sample bottle. So I figured 99 cents wasn't any kind of risk, you know. Trying to get this to focus. Let's see if it'll do it. There it goes. This is Jameson Orange. It's a new product, been about on the market about a year now. And as you would expect, it's Jameson with orange flavoring or actual oranges. I haven't researched it. Jean-Pierre has bourbon.
Yes, good evening, everybody. Russell's Reserve, private barrel selection, 55% ABV, 110 proof. That's what I have tonight. I'm in the dark. Well, more intimate here. You know, there's my more intimate.
It's Thursday, sure, why not?
Well, there you go. There's my bourbon. And that's that. I'll have discussions, get my thoughts on it coming up.
Okay. And David has a famous, or becoming famous, not quite famous yet, but becoming famous.
A good chaser is great with Sprite.
Well, I find this to be something that you can make an old fashioned with. It's got orange, and if I'm not mistaken, you can find a little cherry in this if you search and like really make it up. It's definitely orange. This is coming in at 65%.
Show the bottle.
The bottle. This is the bottle. I did get to see quite the deal. So I believe it's like $10.99 or something like that. It's a handle, as you can tell. This is a 1.75.
I've got the big one. And Ed has the Bullet, which I've never had Bullet bourbon of any type. Bullet.
Yeah, it's a ready to drink, ready-made old-fashioned cocktail using Bullet bourbon and orange bitters. It's 75 proof, so 37.5 ABV. Ready-made, ready to go. Probably from Kentucky is where they built a new distillery. But anyway, that's what I'm sampling today. So I'll pour it out. Got like a imitation, not a real cork there, but it's not a screw top. And let's see. Yeah, it's like a golden amber color. And you can smell the bourbon whiskey for sure. So I'll taste it when we come around again. But anyway, cheers.
Cheers to you. All right. So I'm going to turn on my lamps so I'm not in the dark. Okay. Put on this lamp. All right. It'll adjust to it. Okay. Yeah, it'll adjust. I never had this before.
It's making you blow. You're glowing right now.
After I drink this, I'll be glowing some more. Now,
no, it's like everything that's like white is like glowing now because you made it too bright. It must be a LED or something.
Yeah, it is. How's that?
Well, that's that's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a glass bottle too. It's not a plastic bottle. And they had it. They had this.
You have there, Jay?
Jameson Orange.
Oh, okay. Wow, everything seems to be kind of like on the same theme here.
Yeah, but it's not planned out. It's not planned out. And
You have whiskey with orange. I have whiskey with orange. Elbow has whiskey with orange, and John has straight up whiskey.
he's the purist tonight. Now I never had this in my life. I saw it at Mathern's. They had a special for 99 cents.
It's definitely worth picking up for 99 cents.
99 cents glass bottle, not plastic. So here we go. I'm gonna examine this bottle because I have not examined it yet. It's gold, like whiskey, a little darker than regular Jameson. It says imported and bottled in New York. So it is from Ireland. It's imported and they bottle it in New York. It's Jameson Irish whiskey with natural orange flavors. Product of Ireland. It says zesty orange flavors, smooth whiskey with natural orange flavor. Okay, so well, that's it. Okay, so we know Jameson is the most famous Irish whiskey. So let's check out. It's not much to look at.
That's to be debated.
No, I didn't say the best. I said the most famous.
That's also to be debated. Bushmills is also a famous one from that area.
It is, but I mean, I think
like Coke and Pepsi, they run neck and neck.
All right, but I think Pepsi's number 2, and I think Bushmills is number 2.
Depending on what region you're from.
All right, so here's the screen share. Smoothly Jameson, refreshingly orange. We branched out and things just got zesty. Well, they had to branch out because everybody is going to flavored beer and flavored liquor. So if you don't get in the game, you're going to be left behind, even if you don't want to be in the game. So the smooth taste of triple distilled Jameson Irish whiskey, perfectly balanced with refreshing notes of natural orange flavor. Tried over ice it with lemon, lime soda, and an orange wedge for a crisp, refreshing drink. Well, I'm having it cold out the freezer, so it's basically like over ice. I'm not going to read those tasting notes because I never can remember them anyway. So they're giving some ideas for it: an orange mule, an orange burst, an Irish Cosmo, and more and more and more down the line. And then there's a happy hour, and there's more flavors from them now. There's a cold brew, and then they got, like Ed likes to bring, and I do like to bring these too sometimes. These are ready to drink can or bottle cocktails, which seem to be catching fire everywhere. And so, yeah, it's about all they say about it. No, you don't need to know my location. All right, so stop sharing that, and I'll give it a little taste. It shouldn't be too complicated to run this down. All right, seems pretty simple. So here we go on the nose.
They already know your location.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why they asked. Okay.
You have an IP address. They know exactly where you're at.
It smells like orange zest. Like you took oranges and you went, you pulled it back and it squirted all into the whiskey, and you just kept doing that. But
the zest, right? Which would come from the peel. That's zest.
Yeah, maybe from the juice. That's if you cut orange wedges, and you just kind of went and you just kept.
So is it orange juice or orange zest? Because zest comes from the
peel,
orange peel itself, which is separate of the pith.
I think it's coming from both. Okay, now taste. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's this or that.
Well, tastes like Jameson whiskey with orange flavoring in it. I mean, it's kind of like self-explanatory. If you like oranges, and I kind of like oranges. I mean, I don't love fruit in general, but I mean, I do drink fruit juice. Sometimes. So I know a lot of people love oranges. I mean, I could see this for like brunch, but maybe you wouldn't want to drink too much. Might do better with a mimosa, half champagne and half orange juice. This is 30% alcohol. If you drink a bunch of this, you're just asking for a load of trouble. Okay, I'll give you
Whoop. Pull over.
medium body. I'll say one thing about it. It's dry. It's not sweet. If you think it's loaded with sugar and it's going to be like, I don't want to drink something that's like Sunny Delight, it isn't like that. It isn't like that. So they did an interesting thing here without all that sugar attack. So I like it. I'm not saying I love it, but I do like it. And only, like I said, paid 99 cents to sample it. Probably be the only time I ever have it in my life. So good job, Jameson. Okay, meaning good job, Irish Distillers Company. Okay, moving on.
All right. Hello, everyone watching YouTube world, land, across America and around the world. Beverage Ramble have Russell's Reserve Private Barrel Selection. Single barrel, non-chill, filtered.
You've been sharing it with John. Who have you been sharing it with?
You've been sharing it with 3 people: me, myself, and I.
Yeah, because you just cracked it open. You said you didn't want to the last time we were doing something.
Yeah, well,
like this.
I have been, yeah.
You know,
but moving on from that,
you don't say.
As it says, color, as you can see, is copper red, so a little bit of reddish color. Maybe let me turn my light on. Maybe y'all can see a little better. So hold on a second.
Oh,
we can get one of those LEDs like Jay, and it can like bring like the sun.
But no, we could see all right. Yeah, it's copper. Yeah.
All right. So aroma,
like
vanilla. Aroma vanilla. It mentions brown sugar, notes of oak and cinnamon. Definitely getting the aroma of vanilla, and definitely getting the aroma of cinnamon in this. It says it finishes sweet spice and it has a malty note. Now I'm about to go for the taste right now. It says spicy, bold, and deeply complex with creamy toffee, licorice, and vanilla. So here it is. Let's have at it. Cheers.
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 Straight, traditional bourbon. My coworker got me hooked me up to this. Actually, he gave me the bottle. Well, I paid for the bottle, so I said, all right, just gave him $75 for the bottle. You know, I know most places it's pretty high. Some places 75, other places says 100. I don't know. Maybe you could ship it, shipping and handling, all that nonsense. But this is the one that he likes a lot, and I could see why. I don't know about paying that price, but I figured, okay, I'll pay the price. You know, whatever. Let's just try. Hey, live a little, right? Live.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sorry, I won't make the rent this month. But anyway, but definitely getting the vanilla. There's definitely an oak sort of note to it, or as well, when it goes down.
Excuse me.
Yes. I'm not getting the creamy. This mentions creamy toffee. I'm not getting that at all. Or very little of the licorice, but definitely the vanilla and the cinnamon is definitely there. So it's a good of a sweet spice, very slight malty finish to it.
Sean, would you like me to add this to your cart at $57.99? I could add this to your cart.
Oh. Hold off on that.
Okay.
But it looks this is nice. Obviously this would do well. Of course, Eddie Russell, first the owner. This would do well for a traditional simple cocktail. Maybe if I add some ice to it, maybe that's what I probably will do. Add a little ice to this. I got some ice in the freezer. Probably will help a little bit because, you know, I like drinking them straight and simple, nice and neat. But I don't like adding ice to this. But maybe I should. And I'm not going anywhere tonight. So
It's a good thing.
raining is coming down pretty hard now. So, but this is a nice, bourbon whiskey. Very enjoyable.
Here's something
Well,
I didn't realize.
I remember probably 20 years ago, you used to be able to find Russell's Reserve bottled and priced at the same price as Jack Daniels. And I remember picking it up and tasting it. And I always thought it was very good. Sorry, I blew your ear out. But, I don't know why. It used to come in like this clear bottle, and it was like a picture on the inside of Russell's head, and it'd say Russell's Reserve. I always thought it was pretty good, and now the price is just like way, way, way too like ridiculous. I mean, it's like anything. Once the hype gets taken over, man, that's it.
There it is. That's how it is with all these things. In the tequila world, in the brandy world, in the vodka world, people love New Amsterdam. People love the Ciroc, and I say, hey, there's some inexpensive vodka, which I don't mess with anymore.
Russell was actually one of the what do you call them? The distillers of Wild Turkey.
Okay, but once you get the hype,
Bill
like
Master,
Terramana, Casamigos, people get the hype and say, oh yeah, and then the price goes up. But there's some good inexpensive Kentucky bourbon whiskey that's less expensive, and that you can enjoy, that this can hold its own with this one.
Right. So how you enjoying it though?
There's a lot of whiskeys out there that have held the price and are just as good. One would be Wild Turkey. Wild Turkey has not gone up. Wild Turkey is still coming in at 101, and their rye is fantastic.
Yep.
And you can get that for $24.99. Maker's Mark, Maker's 46. There's still a lot of good whiskeys out there that the hype hasn't run over, and that's one thing to look at when you look at.
What's the one I had last week? The old Barton. Remember the one, the Barton one I had?
Very old Barton.
That was good. I might get another bottle, just to have when my brother comes over and say, hey man, want to talk about life? Yeah, let me pour you a drink.
Yeah, it makes it when your brother comes over.
I think very old Barton is from 1953 or something like that. Yeah. I think it is. All right. So I learned something today. I didn't realize that Russell's Reserve was part of Wild Turkey, but hey, that's why we do this, so we can learn and drink beer and whiskey together, I guess. All right. Now,
I got my score coming up later.
I'm finished.
Again, we're looking at Jim Beam, another classic distiller from the Kentucky area. As a matter of fact, it's the number one selling whiskey in America.
Number one selling bourbon, yeah.
Or not. Bourbon whiskey. Tomato. Anyway, to me, this has got a little sweetness to it. Almost like cane sugar sweetness. The orange is like an orange liqueur in this, and you can taste the whiskey. I would say this is an old-fashioned starter. Some of the things that they'll put in old-fashioned would be the bitters, the what they call simple sugar, fine whiskey, or not so fine whiskey, cherry, orange. They would take the orange and cherry, muddle it, mix the whiskey with simple sugars and this and pour it over ice. So this would be if you want to try to make yourself an old fashioned, this has already got 3 ingredients in it. Only thing it's missing is ice and cherry. So it's definitely worth a try it out. I would highly suggest this, not only because I got a really good price, but it's good. It doesn't burn. It's not overly sweet. There's a little syrupy factor going on with it, but you get that with an old fashioned. So hence the simple syrup. Simple syrup.
You ever had any of these? You ever had any of these other flavors that they're showing?
I had the red stag. Keep on going, yeah, it was over the other way. I had red stag, and I tried fire once. Red stag was very popular. Very popular.
Yeah, I see red stag everywhere.
I've had Old Tub, and I've had that Jim Beam was an Imperial batch. I've had Devil's Cut. I've had Black. I've had Rye. I've had all of these. I have not. Well, yes, I've had that one too. The one at the end with the fancy bottle. I've had that one.
Single barrel.
Yes. But to me, Jim Beam is Jim Beam. It tastes like Jim Beam. To me, it's like Four Roses. You go up and down the scale all you want. They're all going to taste the same. Some a little bit more refined than others. So, Dickel Bourbon, that's a good one. I was looking at that one in the store today. Maybe I'll pick that up and get a little deal on it, Jeff. Is that the 8? Yeah, that's the 8. That's the one I was looking at. I think that was retailing out for $25.99 where I was looking at, which is probably not the best price. See what total rip off was.
Okay, the Bullet Old Fashioned Cocktail. First, I like the packaging. It's a glass bottle covered with this vinyl type label covering 375 milliliters. So I usually get at least 3 of these drinks out of it, maybe 3.5. An old fashioned is a strong drink. It's mainly just the bourbon with a little bit of flavoring, a little bitters, a little sugar. So they're strong. You don't want to chug these. You at least I don't. You sip them, and they'll last a while. But it's very tasty. A little bit of sweetness there. A little bit of orange from the orange bitters. But I enjoy these. This bottle was $16, so it's kind of a premium RTD, ready to drink. They also make a Manhattan, and I think that's the only 2 that they make. Bullet, anyway. They make an old fashioned and a Manhattan.
What's the difference between an old fashioned and a Manhattan?
I think it's the vermouth. You don't put vermouth in an old fashioned, but you do put, I think it's sweet vermouth in a Manhattan. So
do they
I'd have to look.
Put it in there, or they do like martinis and just kind of wave it over the top?
Yeah. But anyway, Bullet, I was mistaken. I thought they would bottle these right where the distillery is in Shelbyville, Kentucky, but apparently I was reading the label here, and it says they are made
In Illinois.
Where is it? Actually, it's produced by Bullet Cocktail Company, St. Genevieve, Missouri. So anyway,
By the Mississippi River.
okay, I didn't even know where that is, or if they're known for making other beverages, but
There's rumor going around that they don't even have a distillery.
well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
this is
look
all
up their address. It goes back to an office building with like a suite where it just sits there where they say their distillery is. But that's strong rumor. I cannot confirm nor deny that. I just know that that's rumor that Bullet does not have its own distillery. So it's just a name that's being thrown around on whiskey.
No, they do have a distillery in Shelbyville because they built one.
When did they build it? Oh, it's like a modern building to me.
Yeah. A little bit of the history is Bullet Bourbon, as it is now, is fairly recent. It started in 1987 I guess Tom Bullitt is a great grandson of Augustus Bullitt, who made bourbon back in the 1830s to 1860. And then that brand disappeared. Well, the grandson comes along and says, "Hey, I got this old recipe here, and let's start making some new bourbon." So he started in '87. 10 years later, Seagram's comes along and buys them out. And then shortly after that, Diageo bought Seagram's, or part of Seagram. Anyway, it's owned, Bullitt is owned by Diageo now. But I was, there's a lot of competition out there for whiskeys and bourbons. You just look at the shelf and there's so many different kinds. So I give Bullitt credit to become this popular as they have only within the last 30 years or so. So that's pretty good. But anyway, back to the old fashioned. I would recommend it. It's good, tasty, and the convenience of not having to mix it yourself is always there with a ready-made drink. So anyway, there you have it, the Bullitt Old Fashioned cocktail, and I'll give it a score next time we come around.
One thing I do enjoy about these things is that, hey, spare maybe well, for some people, I like that everything's already prepared in the bottle or whatever can. I don't have to do any work. But then I'm also on the other side of the fence, like, hey, I wouldn't mind making an old fashioned sometimes by myself or whatever, and or a gin martini,
Before I give my score, I want to show y'all something. This is from the United States government. This is an official document. Okay. I'm like you, Jean. I want to try to make them, and then I'll figure I'll screw up. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
This is from the United States government's Tax and Trade Bureau Handbook of Liquor. It's the Liquor Handbook. And these are considered recognized cocktails, legally recognized cocktails of the U.S. government. And you can see some of them.
Can you expand it? Can't, no.
I can expand it, yeah. And look, here's some of them, and we'll scroll down.
Okay.
Grasshopper, most of these I've never heard of. Manhattan, whiskey of any type, and vermouth. That's the legal definition. Now, I don't know how they enforce this. Do they have secret agents going around?
Old-fashioned.
Flying on bars. Old-fashioned, according to the government, the U.S. government, an old-fashioned is straight bourbon whiskey and bitters.
I don't have no bitters.
But now there's a footnote on this. Footnote number 13 says,
that's interesting. I've never seen that website about cocktails.
Yes, ttb.gov, taxandtradebureau.gov.
I wonder, are these the things that they have at the bar, recipes they prepare? Some of the taverns or lounges.
I would have guessed that everybody in the world has never read this document. The class and type designation is the name of the cocktail with a declaration of the distilled spirits component or components of the product. In other words, screwdriver made with vodka. Okay. So they're very specific. If you want to learn about liquor, you read this handbook. If you
vodka and orange juice, right? Screwdriver, vodka and orange juice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Screwdriver, vodka and orange juice, or oil.
Gin and orange juice. What's that?
Wait a minute. You don't have the patience to read it.
I can't barely see it. Send me the link to the website.
Sean, here you go.
On a private chat.
Sean, here you go. Here you go.
Yeah.
Go wide. Let's go wide.
Vodka and orange juice, or oil, or natural orange flavor. That's a screwdriver. You can use orange oil or natural. Okay, so they're very specific about these things, but like, it's a legal document, but there's no way to enforce it, right? Like, so
what?
Like
Russian? What?
Vodka, coffee flavored brandy, or coffee liqueur.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
I was being funny.
Oh yeah, Russian. Yeah, well, this document is not current, but it hasn't been updated since 2007. I guess you don't have to update this too often. All right. Anyway, they even
Take
have
Russian out of it, like Stone
Eggnog.
Imperial Stout.
They've
Bloody
even got
Mary.
yeah, the
Just-
eggnog even has the percentages of what it must contain. It must have at least 6% butter fat.
This definition for daiquiri does not say drive through with icy and whatever cheap liquor we want to throw in and sell it to you.
No. So anyway, this
In
is
New
very
Orleans, if little trivia for everyone, if you did not notice, we have drive-through
daiquiri
what's called
shops.
daiquiri stores.
That's where if I'm not gonna die in New Jersey or Georgia, I will die in New Orleans to make sure I want to go someplace where I can.
It's
Have a good
nothing
time.
more than
Louisiana.
a slushy or an icy with cheap vodka in it.
Yeah, there's a daiquiri shop right here, a half a mile from me. I could walk
I'll
They're
let
there.
all
my
over the
company-
place.
I
But
wish
they
my
get away
job.
with the old open beverage.
Yeah, you can't drive with an open beverage, open container.
Wait, hold on. They'll give it to you with the straw stuck in there inside the
caught-
top, and they leave the paper on that.
My mother,
Therefore, it's not an open beverage.
Oh, that's great.
when I was living in Mobile, my mother and my sister took them down to New Orleans, and we had
But here's another
a
little
couple of daiquiris, and
here's another little trivia about open beverages in New Orleans. You can get arrested for any open beverage. It doesn't have to be alcohol. Bottle of water, can of Coke, iced tea. Yes, sir.
Really?
And how many times do you think this happened in the history of the world? Never.
Oh, whenever they want to give you the shakedown.
I mean, they got laws. Every state has laws that are never. Now, Jean, how did you like the daiquiris that you got in New Orleans?
Yeah, like I said, my mother loved it, and she, when she came to visit me, she visited me twice, 2008, and we did win it in 2013, and it was around Thanksgiving. She loved it, and I said, "Well, Mom, if I ever move to New Orleans, you stay with me. We would Louisiana, excuse me, anywhere in Louisiana. But if I moved near there, hey, we are going to have a good time."
Yeah. All right, now we go to the part where I'm gonna give the score, and I will say about this product, the more it breathes and warms up and does its thing, it definitely, like David was saying, has this orange peel thing going for it. It's strong on that. It's kind of like almost like the twigs of an orange tree, like the orange tree got the green leaves and the twigs. It's really vegetable, but I mean, it's orange. I mean, it's fruit. It's orange, but it's definitely tastes natural. It doesn't taste like you threw Jolly Rancher orange in there, So I'll give it.
I'd like to try that.
All right.
Get one of those little bottles. I'd like to try that.
Assuming they still have them. That was a couple of weeks ago when I bought them, but I'll look tomorrow. I like it. And I'm going to give it a good score. I'm not in love with it, but that's okay. But I do think they did a good job with it. In my experience with orange flavored liqueurs is basically 0. So I can't really compare it to anything. I would give it, maybe I had the 99 brands orange, but I don't think I did. Okay, I'm going to go with it 90. I think 90 is fair because I'm not too sure, and I got no comparison, but I think it is getting into excellent. I can see why people are buying this like crazy. The price point, well, that's going to cost you a little bit. But anyway, there it is. I think John's going to give his fingernails a good score. Are they good?
Hey, number one. No. So, okay.
Good cut.
Again, for those who are just joining us,
Good
late.
cartilage.
Yes, cartilage, eating fingers, biting nails. No, Russell's Reserve, as you can see, shared with some friends. That was me, and me. Uh, Pretty good, very enjoyable. I think this was well done, and maybe this was I'm very cautious about spending money, but maybe the $75 was kind of worth it, and I'm gonna save the rest of it until Sunday, maybe.
Super
but
Sunday.
but this week has been a rough week, man. Like trying to hey, I tell you, man, it's been a rough week. It's been a rough week. But anyway, Rodney Dangerfield, Mike.
$74 at Total Wine, Jean Pierre. $73.99 at Total Wine.
Most of the Total Wines here by me.
Most of the Total Wines $57.99, Jay.
What?
You're not looking at the right. $57.99 for that.
Okay, I'll check again. John, I'm sorry for the interruption.
No problem. Most of the Total Wines by me don't sell hard liquor, unfortunately. I was kind of shocked, but none of them. All it is, the two that I've been to, is wine and beer, straight up. In fact, they got more wine than they have beer. Especially the one that's not far from me, right over here in Dunwoody, where it was like less than 10 minutes away. And Brookhaven, same, where Michael was here visiting before he flew back to New York. So I'm going to go 93 out of 100 for this one. This is super, super, super well done. An A for me for this wonderful liqueur.
Say that number again.
93 out of 100. I see it. Mr. Dave.
Just letting you know.
50.
So, yeah.
I think Jean Pierre's got the $74 bottle. There's two different ones, and I think he's got.
There's only one on the website. I don't know what website you're looking at, but I'm looking at the website, and there's only one.
Show you right now. Hold on a second. Let's see. 90.
Show me right now.
John, you said 90.
93 out of 100.
For 93. Now hold the bottle back a little bit. It's too close to the screen. Let me look at it. Let's see. Turn it. Okay.
I need to go a little
says
closer.
Single barrel, 55% alcohol. Isn't that what that one is? Single barrel,
Yes.
55%.
Private label.
Got a different label.
Yeah.
Single barrel, 55% alcohol. I don't know why we're having to do all this right now. Can we just go on with
it's not. Okay. All right. Hold on. It's not the single barrel.
We have to do all this. Can we just go on with the reviews?
Private barrel, private barrel selection, single barrel, non-chill filtered.
It's not the single barrel reserve. Okay, I got you. Not single barrel reserve. Oh, it is the reserve. Yeah, that's the one that's $73.99. Okay. Anyway, I'm not arguing over it. All right.
It says reserve right here, Jay. I don't know why we have to go back. Never mind. You win. Okay, good.
Maybe I win. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. Moving on.
You sure? It's okay. We can move on. We're moving on from this. Okay. Sure. You want to talk about the price you got on this, or can I go ahead and finish my review?
Quick question for you two, Dave and Jay. The swap meet y'all go to, or whatever it is, the salvage store. Do they sell hard liquor?
Sometimes.
We don't mention that name anymore.
But yeah, we're not allowed to talk about that.
We don't talk about that ever.
Talk about it off air.
Cosa Nostra.
The place is getting fleeced.
Cosa
Can't
Nostra.
mention it anymore.
It's like the Fight Club.
Nobody talks about the Fight Club.
Yeah.
Nobody.
It's them.
Talk about family business.
So
No family business on
this one is definitely an old-fashioned starter. Okay. All right. Go ahead. I'm
Don't
finished.
talk to my sister that way.
I was trying to finish my review, but
I'm sorry. I'm just the Godfather,
this is like an old-fashioned starter. It's sweet. You taste the bourbon in it. It definitely has that orange to it. It's not overly orange, but it is an orange liqueur mixed in this. So little cherry and over the rocks. You'll never know the difference. Good stuff. I would recommend it. If you don't like it, just don't buy it again.
And it's not too expensive, so you're not taking a big risk.
No, I mean, it's just like what, $12.99 or something everywhere.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more. What did you pay? What do you score it? What's your number?
I give it like a 92. I think it's pretty good. I mean, you can't go wrong with it.
All right.
You either like it or you don't like it. And if you don't like it, well, we want to find something you like. But I do want to try that one you did.
Yeah, I should be able to get a bottle tomorrow and let you sample one.
That'll work.
I hope I have Bullet spelled correctly. Is it EIT or IET?
It's right there on the
No,
bottle.
you're right. EIT.
Okay. All right. Now,
All righty. Yeah, the old fashioned. I'm enjoying this, and I gotta say, even I like these on the rocks, and the thing about that is, as you drink it, it gets diluted a little bit, and to me, it even tastes even better as you go along. It
takes away the syrup.
smooths it out a little. So anyway, that's a little benefit of drinking it on the rocks. But I would give this a 95 out of 100. I think it's a well-made old-fashioned. There's some other companies out there that are making old-fashions for sure, like On the Rocks makes an old-fashioned, and theirs is good too. But maybe I ought to do a comparison someday between one company's old-fashioned and another. But anyway, before that, I would give this a 95. It's very tasty, and I would definitely I buy them, on a regular basis. I try to keep one in the fridge. So yeah, and the whole story of Bullet Bourbon and cheers, esoteric.
Just put some
all
rocks
that.
in mine. Add some rocks
Yeah,
to the
it's,
Brussels.
Interesting stuff. Someday, I don't know, there is a bourbon trail up in Kentucky. I don't know if you guys have ever gone up there to visit any of the distilleries, but
Yes, I have.
I would. Bullet does have a large distillery up there and a tasting room and all that stuff. So someday maybe I'll make it up there and check out a few, Buffalo Trace and some of the well-known ones up there. But until that time, I'll be enjoying these here at home. And cheers to you guys, and cheers to you folks out there. Hope you have
Cheers.
a great weekend coming up. So
Thank you, Elbow. And let me ask, if you don't mind, I want to ask you one question. What's the bottle size on that?
It's 375 milliliter.
Okay,
You
so
can
half size.
get. They do have these available in 750 as well, but I like this size. That way,
That's perfect. And what's the ABV again on that one? Was what 30? What is it? 37.5%.
Yes, 37.5. So
A good mixed cocktail. Everything there.
yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Well, I appreciate everybody joining tonight and giving good comments. And
Is there a baseball game on tonight? I think on FS1 or something. I think.
No.
Nothing.
So
All right.
yeah, it's real.
Women's World Cup. Yeah, tomorrow night. Yeah.
Yeah, but that
You
thing
got-
comes
you got
on at like
golf.
5 it comes on at like 5 in the morning because it's in New Zealand and Australia.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's where they're hosting it, right?
Yep.
Way down under. All right. So anyway, we had some good comments and products. But I actually have never tried any of those products except for what I'm trying tonight, or I finished that little bottle. As far as Sunday, we'll try to do Super Sunday. I might bring an ice beer, which everyone has heard about.
Oh, Milwaukee.
I can't get that in Louisiana. And then next Wednesday is any beer from, let me make sure, because sometimes I'm absent-minded. That's why I write it down in this book. Yeah, any beer from Abita Brewing Company. So any Abita beer, doesn't matter.
No problem. with me here.
If you live in a state and you can only get a beet of root beer, we'll allow that. But that's probably not the case.
Sir Andrew Gator.
Yeah, Abita uses pure sugar in their root beer and cream soda. They don't use corn syrup. Next Friday, we're going to try to be back on schedule with Fandango Friday. And, I got my morning Dawn Busters and those kind of things and my regular beer reviews. We've been doing a lot of duo reviews. So, that's just what's going on. And
what the? Get rid of that atrocity. It's still there, huh?
Yeah.
WTH. This nasty thing is still in my freezer. I hate to say it, and I have to try to finish it. And it doesn't get any better. It gets no better. Shame on you, Jägermeister. Shame on you for making this bad thing. The cold brew was nice, and the original Jägermeister is nice, but this root beer flavored thing, no bueno. And there's John.
When did you review that one? I don't remember you reviewing that one.
Yeah, it's posted on my channel.
Hold on. Here we go. All right, here we go.
John, that's an awesome looking bedroom, man. Love what you did with the place.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed the review I've done of Star Lager. That's the last beer I did from Nigeria.
I watched it.
So, yeah. So these are the two I have here. There's a couple more I'm gonna get, but I'm kind of lazy to get them right now. But anyway, Craft Light Lager. This is from let's see, who's the Six Bridges Brewing Company here in Georgia. Craft Light Lager always delivers. There's the company, Six Bridges, which is in Johns Creek, which is right up the road here on 141.
What's the ABV on that?
That is 4.3.
Just what we need. Light beer from craft beer companies. Yeah.
Craft Light Lager, yes.
What's the
we
price
have so
point?
many of them. Craft Light, Six Bridges Brewing Company, and from say it again.
What's the price point of that?
Oh, I don't know. I bought a single, so it was at Total Wine. I think it was like $234 and change for this. So yeah, exactly. Like I said, prices are going up. So
66 cents.
And I bought this also at Total Wine. Big Boy Company, Terrapin, right there.
Luau. Oh yeah, Imperial
Luau. And of course, I did the Luau. Of course, see, the can is orange, obviously. The other one was blue. So, Luau, and that was also kind of the same as the Scaffalaw POG, passion fruit, all that stuff. Orange, guava, all that different. So, this is a tropical IPA. So, I got that. I got a couple other beers, but again, I ain't going to rush to get them right now. Just lazy. Anyway, Jay, I will be joining you Sunday. Refresh, and I will not be doing anything the night before to join you for Super Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 a.m. Pacific, and I definitely will have a beer next Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific.
Well, we won't worry too much. We won't worry too much about that little mishap from a week and a half ago. That was just a little problem, folks.
I felt hey man, that was some good sleep. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway,
I have those gummy melatones too, man.
I was a little traumatized by that, but I'm getting over it. All right, so anything
that's
else?
it. That's all I got.
Tried and true.
Oh, this one I'm drinking too. Monte
German American beer company. Oh, I'm sorry.
Love Miller High Life. Love it too.
Okay, are we gonna get switched again? Can I speak?
No, I'm just gonna say this was a good
Okay.
Dave, real quick. $10.99 for a 12-pack for this beer. Usually it costs about $16.99. $10.99. It got a deal.
$19.99 for a 30-pack of this.
That's a good deal. Even better.
$19.99. It equates out to $4. Is it $4 a 6-pack? No,
Yeah.
it's cheaper than that. Isn't it?
5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 6 is 30.
Great deal. Love me some High Life.
6-pack.
So $3.99 a 6-pack.
I just
$4
wish
six pack.
Yep.
$2 for 3, 66 to 67 cents a can for something that we know is good. There's no reason to guess on this, gentlemen. We know that the Miller High Life and Claude will agree with me. It's one
I
of the
just
best
wish they did
made
not get rid
American
of.
adjunct beers made. If I'm
I
not
just-
mistaken, this can says it's 4.8%.
No.
It's
It's kind of
4.7.
hard to tell. I'm reading this can that I have in my hand, and the ABV is way down here, like
So
way
it
down
says
here.
4.7.
That's 4.6.
Okay. I wish they had not gotten rid of Miller High Life Light because I really, really enjoyed that one.
I know. I was disgusted when they got
The
rid of it.
only problem with the Miller High Life Light that I didn't like about it, it's just it was just kind of washed out. Man, I can't even read this at
It
all.
was the perfect beer to have. Perfect beer. Easy, nice hop flavor.
Oh, there's
It was
nothing
just-
wrong with
just-
it.
just great.
It just kind of lost its creaminess to me. Like this has a good cream flavor to it.
Well, thank goodness for Milwaukee's Best Light. That's still around. So
Right.
Thank goodness for this Android phone I have here. I can take a picture of it and blow this up because it's
perfect
Very
beer
small.
for anything. Hot dogs, crawfish, hot wings. I just had some hot wings, and that was
Like
man.
my
Is this
daddy-
a 4.6 or 4.8?
Like my daddy always says,
I
it's
can't
hell
even
getting
tell.
old.
Yeah, it's hard to read. It could be a
Yeah,
6 or
it's
an
all
8.
back.
4.8.
like 4.8. It looks like 6 or
It
something.
looks like 4.8.
It's like a 6
It could
turned
be
out to be 9.
4.6. I mean, I don't know.
What beer went 4. Yeah, Milwaukee's Best Premium went 4.8. Remember?
I tell you, I don't understand. Why did they make the writing kind of camouflage into the color of the can? You know,
I mean,
whatever
magnifying
happened.
glasses, binoculars.
I don't know. You should
Whatever
have black
they
writing.
having black
Yeah, they shouldn't
font
put. Yeah, they put.
on light color.
Yeah, they shouldn't put white or silver writing on a.
Yeah, it's silver. It's silver writing
4.6.
on manila color. Come on, Miller. That
If
says
you
4.6.
got the time, we got the beer.
That's that.
You know what? I can swear
Miller
it says
beer.
141 calories. And the carbs are, oh my God, the carbs. Oh my God. 12.7.
Now
Beware.
we're gonna let Ed,
Beware, you Mick Ultras.
we're gonna let Ed do his.
But you know, that's
Promo.
probably what makes this beer very refreshing and creamy. Is it does have a really good after effect to it.
Especially when combined with orange liqueur. All right,
No, I didn't combine it. That was
I'm just
independent.
giving you a hard. I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm just giving you a hard time. All right.
You know, it's
Anyway, the ready to drink old fashioned cocktail from Bullet. Very tasty. I would recommend it for folks out there that want to try it. I would definitely buy it again, enjoy it. By the way, for promos, I do have a little channel on YouTube, Elbow88, the same name. And I did a review of this a few weeks ago. So feel free to check that out if you like. And I hope to be adding some more stuff to the channel pretty soon. You know, it might be music or it might be more beverage reviews. But anyway, I'm over there at Elbow88. And anyway, folks, this is going down very easy. I may pour myself another one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah, I'm going to stay in. You know, I was out earlier. I went to a few
there's
stores.
no reason to go out in this scorching heat.
Oh, it's hot out there. So I'm
Yes.
home here in the AC.
Still
and-
95 degrees here.
yeah, it's
92
I
here
got it.
today. It felt like 98.
Pardon me.
in
Hard
the
on.
Atlanta area.
Hard on. I misspoke. It is 94 degrees here.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Right now? Right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's 80. It's 88 here right now.
PM.
here in Georgia.
Yeah, but you had rain. Yeah, but you had rain.
Yeah, rain came down. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
rain.
came down just
Rain,
now, but
rain.
today was just brutally hot. Man, I was drinking a lot of water today, man. I'm still drinking
All
more.
right. Now, before we get off the air, we have a special addendum. But if anybody has to go, we understand that. But we have an addendum. And so make sure you watch Beverage Ramble and watch Louisiana Beer Reviews and watch Elbow 88 and watch.
Oh!
Hey,
Oh, who's sneaking in at the tail end?
Oh, please.
Bullet! The bullet!
Yeah, man.
Did I miss the party again?
You did,
Oh, man.
more or less. But you can run through it if you like.
Miller High Life. Dave's got the hit drink.
Oh, you're gonna love the deal I got on this today.
How much?
Ready for this?
Yeah.
30-pack.
A 30 pack?
$19.99.
That's stealing. That's not. You didn't pay for
That's
that.
half the price of buying a 6-pack if you break it down into 6-packs. Yeah.
I love good old Miller.
You
I
get
get
5 6-packs out of a 30-pack. So that's $4 a 6-pack. And in some places, it costs $10 for a 6-pack of bottles.
I get the 12-pack
Sure.
of bottles. I like the bottles, the twist with the little 12-ounce
I do
bottles.
too, but I'm not willing to bump. I'm not ready to step my game up that high in the price range for bottles.
That's great. Miller's
If
just
you
a
get
good,
$3.99,
Miller's just a good beer.
it's delicious.
Now Claude is going to present Bullet. Bullet.
Uh-oh.
Damn.
So, Claude, did
we
you
have-
notice that what we all did this evening, there was either along the lines of old fashioned or whiskeys that could be made with old fashions.
Yeah, no, it's kind of weird, huh?
Yeah, we didn't plan it.
All the stars aligned.
Yeah. All
Thank
right.
Thank you, Anna.
Plastic bottle.
I got this bottle. It is 375 milliliters. It is Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. I read a few other reviews on this before I bought it, and they said what they do different in this is they add it's got a lot of rye in it,
Yeah.
which you guys know more than me, but traditional bourbons do not have that much rye.
En contraire.
It depends on the it really depends
Regular
on the
wild turkey does have a lot of rye in it. So try this against a regular 101 wild turkey.
Oh,
You'll see. It does have a lot of rye. If you read the label, it actually says that in it.
The label, it's an interesting little label. It's kind of like, oh God, what's that one beer? Sam Adams, how he found the recipe. It's his great grandfather's recipe and how he made it special and all that cute little story they always like to have with it on there. It's got a great nose. I'll tell you what, you could just smell this for 10 minutes it really smells nice. So
I just drank that a while back. It was good.
I paid $16 for this little bottle.
16. Okay.
$16. Did I get hosed?
Feels like.
I don't know. 'Cause I
Partially.
know. See this what I'm showing right here? You see someone
Bullet rye. Yeah.
I plan to try that one within the next year. Okay.
Had that one. It's a little overly warm. It will not beat Saserac.
Salute, gentlemen.
Salute.
Good health.
Oh,
Good health, happiness, a cooler summer, and the cable bill is paid.
there you go.
More
I ain't got no cable.
I'll tell you what, it's delicious. It's smooth. It's flavorful. It's got a great nose. It's got a little sweetness. It's got a nice sweetness to it.
I got something I want to show. Be right back.
And it didn't. I was expecting this to over. I don't like the smoky stuff. You know, we've talked about Johnny Walker Red
Yeah.
and some scotches that are so smoky. I don't like that kind of smoky flavor in my liquors.
Yeah, well, never try it. Then in that case, never ever let yourself drink Ardbeg 10.
Really?
That's a smoke bar. Oh, look, he bought it. Okay, look, Claude, I put a note here. Look,
68% corn, 28% rye, 4% barley. Interesting.
Yeah.
The corn is probably what gives it the sweetness. By the way, just it is 65 degrees and a thunder and lightning storm up here in the mountains of Colorado right now.
Shush it. We don't want to hear it. Shush it. It's 94 here.
Yeah.
This is-
So this is one that we were doing some reviews over at Jay's, and I asked him, I said, can we do a whiskey review? He says, yeah. I said, what can we do? He says, pick something. Kind of like I do to him too. I said, pick something. So I saw this on the shelf. Of course, he got the deal of the century. I did not get the deal of the century. But let me tell you what, kids. This stuff is really good. They got that, that chase down stuff. Everybody goes at $80, $90 a bottle, whatever. This stuff is really good. This is 96 proof. Davies County. It's a county?
Davies County from
Davies
Bluff
County.
Road.
That's
Yeah.
a little high. 96, isn't that a little high?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? You only live once. So 96
That's it.
proof.
That's true. Only
And
live
what-
once. Take it.
Jay, what's the how many years is this aged?
I think it's no age statement.
So
So
it's at least 4.
at least 4 years old, yeah.
This is
Now, you have to bring
delicious.
that.
I'm telling you, it's so good.
Well, don't go buck wild with it. You have to bring it next Friday. Now, Claude, he's got
Bring
some
yours.
more things to say. You got some more things to say about Bullet, and then give a rating. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to commit a blasphemy. I hope it's okay. I'm going to put it in my little Wyoming cowboy glass here.
Yeah.
I love Wyoming, man. It's 2.5 hours away. I'm
I've
going
been
to
there.
pour. I fill this glass with nice ice. I'm going to pour it in here, and I like whiskey with Coke.
Oh,
Is that a sacrilege? I knew
You're off the show. You're off the
Oh,
show.
get off
Oh.
the show.
Nice knowing you.
Hey,
Have a good night.
hey, what kind of Coke? What kind of
It's the
Coke?
real-
Oh, no, not Diet Coke.
Oh, no,
Coca-Cola only or Pepsi. Not
Coke with
Diet
nothing
Coke.
in it. Absolutely
Oh.
nothing. Oh, man.
God. I knew I was going to get heck from you guys. I knew it. I knew it.
Especially diet. Damn.
You know,
Sprite
something.
a Sprite or 7-Up be fine. I mean, regular Coke or Pepsi fine, but Diet Coke, no.
No,
I'm gonna keep-
no, it wasn't Diet Coke. It was caffeine-free Diet Coke.
No,
Yeah,
man,
Even-
no.
Twice
Stop.
blasphemy.
Well, folks,
Blasphemy.
just
Am I banned?
As a side note, Claude won't be joining us again for the rest of his life. But anyway,
Lifetime pain.
Oh, no.
Tell you what, delicious, refreshing. It's good,
Yeah, you enjoy it how you like it, man.
and you know, it's good. It's a good straight whiskey. It doesn't. It's a nice, slow, even burn.
Oh, no.
It's a good. This is a darn good with bourbon. This is really you can sip it out of a shot glass. You can mix it. I'm going to give it a healthy 9.2.
Okay.
Be a 94 out of 100.
Yeah,
9.2. Okay. So
or
we got
90
Bourbon.
or 92, whatever system you want. Meaning, would I buy it again? Yes. You know, there's some things, you know, you try it once, you say, you know, I'll never get that again, even though you give it the rating, you give it and everything. This I would, if I was at a party and the liquor's laid out, I don't know about you guys, I always look for the good stuff, right?
Yes.
I'm the only
Yes.
one, right? Okay. If I saw this at a party and it was my first drink, I'd pour a nice little tumbler of this stuff. Okay.
Have you tried
Absolutely.
a 10-year-old?
I don't. It doesn't.
I don't think they
What's the
say.
price point on that, Claude?
It is
Yeah.
90 proof, 45% ALC, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, and I don't see
Sean, you
Yeah,
missed.
it's a non-age statement. That's not the. That's
says
not
date,
the.
distilled
not-
and aged. What does
Yes.
aged mean? 2 days or 2 years? You know.
At least 4 years. At least 4. It's not a. It's not
I'm,
a
I'm,
10-year.
I'm thinking that statement is like, EPA regulated stuff. Like you get fined if you don't make 4 years. First, the amount of money that you can make off selling and calling it 4 years.
No,
Think about
they're
that.
not going to take the risk. Claude, that's a
Profit
95.
margin.
Right?
Profit margin.
Okay,
What's the
95,
price point on
right?
that, Claude? What's the price point for that? What's the price point?
$16 for 375.
It's not bad. That's
milliliter.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
I mean, I think this is a premium bourbon, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you guys? There's a Colorado whiskey I have to buy. I think it's called Stranahan's. Has anyone ever had that?
I haven't heard of it. No.
We stick. I stick close to the whiskey trail. I don't go off of it. If I go off Kentucky, Tennessee, it's got to be damn good.
What's the secret liquor of Louisiana? And don't say moonshine.
Saserac.
And I'm ready to go back on another
Saserac.
tour of that spot again. That was fun.
Saserac rye was made here in New Orleans. It was distilled in New Orleans.
Really?
So that is the golden grail of New Orleans whiskey. Has since been moved away, but they still have a little distillery here that they make it. There's also a little pop-up that's come along, and they kind of name their whiskey. They make whiskey, they make vodka, they make this, they make that, they make this, they're all over the place. Jay and I went and took a tour of the place, yet I didn't really see any action. So I was wondering if they were buying stuff and sourcing it in and putting labels on it. One of the brands they make was a bourbon. I think it's called New Orleans or something like that. It's pretty good, but again, I didn't see anything going on. We're in this like little warehouse thing. I didn't see nothing. So it led me to believe that, you're just buying other stuff, bringing it in, and putting your name on it.
Sorry, I was trying to get a wasp. I was trying to get a wasp out from underneath the porch. All right.
It's important when we're conducting business.
Well, I didn't want the wasp to die. I felt sorry for it. Anyway, so
remember that distillery you brought me to?
Yeah, in New Orleans.
Yeah, where they make bourbon, they make whiskey, they make gin, they make vodka, they make rum, they make everything.
Yeah,
They make it all. But the place was as big as a shoebox, and I saw no evidence that they were brewing anything.
Yeah, it was really weird.
It was strange.
The hottest thing going right now is distilleries. We have a
they're doing very well versus the beer companies. They are.
Yeah. And people are going in there. They're having one or two really nice, and they make vodka and rye whiskey and imitation tequila. They make all these different things right in the back. I mean, it looks just like a brewery.
Imitation tequila.
Yeah. And what I say that because I don't think they went out and harvested and roasted agaves or anything like that. There's a big difference. But you know what? They make great Manhattans and old fashions, and the food is first class. I mean, the food is great in these places. They're becoming very popular now too. Do you have them around you down there too?
We have.
I never heard of it.
They're called distilleries. They're basically breweries, but with hard alcohol.
I mean, we have them, but they're just like independent little ones, like David's saying, that are weird. Like it's like, well, where's the production? So,
I'm thinking the area where we at really can't support something like that because we've got so many fine dining restaurants, entertainment ventures, and all that going on. I don't think that someone would invest that kind of money into something like that, as far as like dining, and then still being able to say, oh, let's go to Bourbon Street, or let's do this, or let's do that, let's go touring somewhere. There's so many things going on. I think in a resort area where it's a destination, then that particular profile would fit. But here in New Orleans, with so much going on, I think a lot of people are, coming here thinking, I need the budget so I can do many things as opposed to doing one thing. Not that that's not a bad thing to do, but we had something. Remember the Irish? Was it the Irish House?
Yeah.
We had here for a while. And they had traditional Irish food and traditional Irish drinks and Irish beers. It didn't last.
Really?
Yeah, it was on St. Charles Avenue. Yeah, but they had family problems. They had to go back to Ireland. It really wasn't that it wasn't. It was popular, but the people couldn't.
It wasn't that popular, Chad. Did you go to it?
We have a little place. I'm in a resort town.
Once.
We have a little
Yeah,
Irish
many
pub.
times.
Okay?
It wasn't that popular.
We have a little Irish pub. They have the Guinness on tap and all the whiskeys and everything. But what people
we have several of those. We have European pubs. We have, so many. There's so much to do here.
Well, wait. Let Claude talk, because then he's got to do his promo. We got to get off the air.
Yeah, okay, I'll let you go. But the big reason people go to this pub, it's a real Irish pub, is they make these 6 to 8 inch corned beef Reuben sandwiches, fresh.
Nice.
And oh man, you bite into the sauerkraut, the cheese, the corned beef, the mustard, the crispy rye bread. Oh,
music to my ears.
I'll tell you what, it's the second best feeling in the world. Okay, Beverage Ramble, you're too young. Someday I'll tell you what's the first.
Okay.
I know what it is. It's when you go to Walmart and you get a great bottle of bourbon for like $10. All right. Anyway,
Lord, you did not say that.
Yeah. And I can prove it because I got bottles.
Jay, we are going to speak off camera.
What about shepherd's pie, Claude?
Yeah, they have the shepherd's pie. The food that's what people go there for, the food.
Okay, cool.
Okay, now as we close out, Claude is going to do any promos that he has.
Beer with Claude on Saturday, 7 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, 4 p.m. Pacific, and we have a drink, usually a different beer, and we solve all the problems of the world in 38 minutes.
And can any of us join?
Of course. You guys, don't you? I post it usually in the messenger.
Yeah.
It's going to be kept to 38 minutes as opposed to an hour and 20 minutes going on right now.
Yeah, but I'm usually laying in bed watching Major League Baseball, but I do watch some of it. Claude knows I watch some of the comments. He knows that. All right.
I know.
Well, thanks, everybody. We appreciate everybody watching and joining, and we'll try to be back next Friday for Fandango Friday, liquor and or liqueur.
Caffeine-free Diet Coke.
No, don't hold that Coke.
Sleep well, Jay.
Yeah, what's the thing where I can block the screen? All right, thanks, everybody.
Thanks a lot.